As dawn breaks over the Nanaga Farm Stall, some 20 kilometers east of Port Elizabeth, the Fat Attack team are flat out and preparing the start for the first ever fat bike 3-day stage race along one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world. An early morning bus drive, some racers catching a few more winks before the race ahead. The bikes were prepared the day before and racers had time to attach their own seats and pedals. This morning, all they need to do is get up and ride. The whole theme of beach and babes would hopefully create the vibe that the rest of the 3 days is more of an adventure than a race.
I like the concept of riding somebody else's bike. It's it's good to be riding a rented bike. It's like it's one better than borrowing your girlfriend's car.
Always looking forward to some different event, and they've always got their own different challenges as well.
I think it's fantastic. Really looking forward to it. Just 3 days on the beach, having fun, couldn't be better. Everything. I mean everything. You know, not having the bike to bring the bike up all the way from Cape Town to not being your problem. Just everything is fantastic. The organisation has been superb.
70 riders begin their epic adventure in the first ever Fat Attack 3-day mountain bike race. Teams will only be able to get around the cliffs of Woody Cape around 8 a.m. and this is the morning's mission. The nerves were evident as no one knew quite what to expect. Woody Cape has never been rounded on a bicycle before. The route organisers at Red Cherry Adventures decided to start inland with 15 kilometres of gravel road to let them get used to their rented steeds before tackling the dune fields. The Rapid Fat Cat Pro Bike is a full alloy 27-speed bike and is the perfect weapon for the next 3 days that lay ahead. Today's destination is Kenton on Sea, some 93 kilometres from the starting line. This is where the fun and games will begin as riders enter the farm of Springmount and the beauty of the dune fields awaits. It's bound to blow them away. All the farms in this area focus on dairy, and our local farmer Vernon mowed the entire route down onto the beach, which I have no doubt the riders appreciated. Riders reached the beach, and this is where these bikes get to do what they were built for. The fat bikes are incredible at traversing soft sand. Tire pressures play a big role here. One can quite comfortably go as low as 0.6 of a bar. Taking a ride with Andrew Ogden as he glides towards the coastline. This entry onto the beach of Woody Cape was a highlight for all. Once onto the beach, the 70 riders have a 20-kilometre target to get to the start of the cliffs at low tide. This whole coastline forms part of the Addo Elephant National Park, and they can quite proudly boast to house the Big Seven. The park was established in 1931 and covers 180,000 hectares that included the Bird and St. Croix Island groups. The USN waterhole is in sight, and that massive Unimog promises a chance for a little recovery. Our farmer, Vernon, was not convinced that the Unimog would make it out, but Francois from USN got a crash course in 4x4ing, and in his words, no problem.
Dit was die 3 beste minute fietsry wat ek in my lewe nog gehad het.
Luister my ma, dis 3 minute vanaf 5 ure, so ek dink jy gaan baie geniet.
Ag, bring it on, lekker.
What's this wet stuff here? Water.
I don't have that in Botswana.
Don't you, you've got a lot of sand in Botswana, but no water, eh? And this sand, I mean, you've been on it for quite some time, same as Botswana sand or different? Harder.
Look at me.
Welcome to Fat Attack.
Thanks very much.
And all good. Huge fun.
Very different, a little bit easier than I thought. When you get onto the sand you get a bit of a rude awakening and it gets a little bit tougher, but hey, we'll see at the end. So far so good.
Nice. Francois,
Yes.
what do you recommend the guys take with them? Long day today?
A lot of hydration, a lot of hydration. They need to get some electrolytes in and make sure that they take a lot of food. It's a hot day and it's a long journey. They must enjoy it, eh? It's fun.
And that was a challenge. That made me very scared. But loving it. Awesome. Having a ball. Okay.
Thanks.
Sandy Moya looking cool with her rad KTM sunglasses, all part of the goodie bag. Even some time for a few selfies before they head off again. In scenery like this, who could blame them for a few posts of nature appreciation? Teams leaving the watering hole? This is where it starts wearing you out. It's a non-stop grind. No uphills, no downhills, no freewheeling. The legs will start feeling it, and the worst part of it, those cliffs just never seem to get closer. A 20-kilometer track to the cliffs through stunning nature. The pressure is on for riders to complete the section. With the pushing tide, if they miss their chance, they have a long, long portage. This is where the fun begins, and the front riders could have 2 kilometers of portage. In 2 hours' time, that portage could be as much as 7 kilometers. Portage is the act of carrying your bike around the water, showing us there is no I in team, as this husband and wife team work together to traverse this challenging section.
Ja, it's lekker, very nice. But it's warm as hell out there. But very lekker, yeah, enjoying it.
Great fun. It must be one of the best rides I've ever had. And beautiful.
Yeah, he's coming. Ben, 72 years old. Dragging him along. We're fine, we're going. He drags me along on the drags, but yeah, through the rough stuff, I'll pull him a bit.
Yeah, so just giving them a bit of assistance, but it's a couple of guys seem a bit tired now, but yeah, should be going well. Cool, thanks.
The lads from First Africa were there in force, lending a hand.
How lucky are we here? Jeez, absolutely soulful, fantastic ride, yeah.
Sand parks were fantastic, allowing us access to this pristine coastline teeming with sea life. Leon and Caroline, the first team to break the back of Woody Cape. Andrew Ogden with still far too much energy, these youngsters. The father and son team of Fred and Derek, awesome achievement.
Oh, Derek and Fred.
That was good, eh? Pep up the energy a bit. Get some new fresh legs. But lekker, man. Enjoying every minute.
The small reward is each survivor of Woody Cape gets a bracelet, a token of their achievement. You have to be proud of that.
Quite an interesting thing to do to this fat track, because it's actually my first time, so you're going to be servicing all the fat track bikes and making sure everybody's getting a good ride out of it and enjoying it. It's all about the enjoyment, eh?
Not far to go as riders pass through Cannon Rocks and enter the beach at Bockness. The tide is coming in fast, so the last 7 kilometers to Kenton could be tough for the backmarkers. Some riders coming up with ingenious ways to utilize the wind. Set sail, my man. Not that there is much wind to help you. It's back into the dunes as they summit the Diaz cross-section with the houses of Kenton in the distance. Nothing wrong with a stroll on the beach as one rests the bum and the grind of the legs. Arrival at the Bushman's River Slipway signals the end of day 1. This means lunchtime, which consists of chocolate milks, beers, and a beanbag or two to rest as one waits.
Beautiful scenery, no, lovely, lovely. It really, it's part of the coast we've never seen before and probably will never see unless we do it on a bike. So no, we enjoyed that a lot. It was great.
Those dunes are amazing, amazing.
Done and dusted. I've got the suntan to show for it. A few scars. And hey, it was great, man. It was great. It was a long day in the saddle. A lot of horizontal climbing. Beautiful. I don't know how they organize the weather. Treating us like pros. It's fantastic. But I need a few more hours in the saddle before I do this one again. Looking forward to tomorrow. Apparently we've got the wind in our backs. Fantastic.
Father and son team Grant and Ian Ross mark the last team to arrive and seem happy to be here. Now the work starts as all the bikes get transported to Kenton, where they'll be cleaned, lubed and sprayed with salt away. There's always one, as George hijacked Greg Ritz, our MC's son's bike, and attempted a crusty demon into the Bushman's River. That's it for day one. Time for an ad break. Click over to www.fatattack.co.za and book your place for the next adventure.